What's going on, everybody? This is Kevin. Um, it's about Summer Wells. Breaking news. Um, there has been a police presence on Van Hill Road. They received a tip down there. I don't know whether it's got anything to do with Sumner. With Summer Wells. I'm so used to saying Sumner County because of Sebastian Rogers, but Summer Wells. Um, we may have a break in the case. May. I'm not saying that we do. I'm not saying that we don't. I'm saying it's possible that there could be some hope in the Summer Wells case. Like I said, they were out there searching searching the 3500 block of Van Hill Road, which it's in the mountains. It's kind of in the valley. And it's in the sticks. There's like a small company or something right there that looks like it's I don't know what kind of company that is, but it just, I don't know whether one of the workers at that company may have seen something, this many years down the road that no other worker didn't spot. Maybe they were out there just taking a cigarette break and just walking the whole entire area. Maybe they were walking through the field and they seen something. We don't know. So, and Don Wells did say something about like a wood company or something like that, I think, being in the vicinity of, Van Hill Road. Now, what was he? Why would he bring that up? It would make perfectly sense that he would bring that up if he was trying to give them hints. Hey, here's a hint. I'm gonna point you in this direction. But who knows? But I do believe that the walls are closing in. I believe the walls are closing in and the floor is starting to slowly and getting quicker just cave in. And we all know what happens when the floor starts to cave into a house, right? If the floor collapses, what's going to happen to the walls? They're going to collapse. And then what's going to happen? When the walls collapse, the roof collapses. The whole thing comes down. And I think that's where we're getting to now. I think we're getting near the point now to where not just the walls have collapsed. I think the roof's about to collapse now. So, if I was old Don Wells and Candace, I'd be worried. Because I believe that they know more than what they're letting on to. But I believe that, just like I believe in Sebastian's case. I believe that there's more to that story than to being told, and that Seth Rogers deserves to know what happened to his son. Summer Wells' family her grandparents and uncles, if she has any uncles, they need closure. They need closure. You know, I've never seen anything quite like what's going on in Tennessee. Never. Um, Tennessee has an epidemic. And that's the truth. There is a epidemic in Tennessee going on. That they're, and I'm not saying that it isn't happening in other states, because it is. But is Tennessee the home of children going missing? This sure seems that way. Now, that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't live in Tennessee. I live in the state close beside Tennessee, way to the east of Tennessee. In fact, I'm out here in eastern North Carolina. I like it. Why is any state better to live in than Tennessee? That's because these other states don't tolerate missing children. They're on the case spot on if they're not corrupt. Spot on, they're on the case, and I know investigations can drag out for years, but at least here, with our local news the way it is, we are tipped by our local news on anything that budges wrong. It's on the news here. There's no way that Seth Rogers should not have gotten a Amber Alert text on his phone. And that brings the question to me to wonder, why is, say like if you live in Mountain City, Tennessee, if Google where Mountain City, Tennessee is, okay? And then if you've got a missing child that goes missing in Memphis, I don't know about Tennessee, but used to here in North Carolina, when an Amber Alert went out, it went out statewide. From the Outer Banks to the extreme southwestern tip of North Carolina. It don't happen no more. Where is that? Where is the accountability at for that? But still, here in North Carolina, it doesn't take this much to get something done. I mean, WRAL News in Raleigh. They don't, when a child goes missing or something, you're going to hear about it at least once a week. And at first, you're going to hear about it every day. And then you're going to hear about it at least once a week. And it's not going to be let go. Now, the one thing that I have noticed, I don't live in Nashville, or Knoxville. So I wouldn't know how their news operates there. But correct me if I'm wrong. They're not, especially in Sebastian's case, they're not doing, to me, the media in Nashville is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Putting pressure on Sumner County. Now, maybe over in Hawkins County, the pressure was put on. And the county that Rogersville's in, maybe the pressure was put on there. I hope so. Maybe so. But if TBI can find Sumner Wells and I know we want closure. We do want closure with Sumner Wells. But we want to believe she's alive, but at the same time, we have to be honest with ourselves. There's foul play involved here, I believe, in my opinion. That's just my opinion now. I'm just giving my opinion. It's not a fact. It's not a statement signed or nothing like that. It's my honest opinion on what I believe. That there was foul play involved in Sumner Wells' case. Now in Sebastian's case, I do believe that could have been involved in that too. But in Sumner Wells' case, I'm 100%. I'm 100%. And I would say in Sebastian's case, I'm 90. At least. But damn if Sumner Wells, if Don and Candace don't make it Captain Obvious, when, a tip comes down like this right here, and authorities show up to 3500 Van Hill Road. Come on now. Somebody tipped them. And for Don and Candace not to speak to the media or to say they have no comment or whatever. Nah. Don't work that way. If my child was missing, I would have had a comment. Yes, I would have had a comment. I would have said, I'm just asking that my child, prayers for my child to be found. And I'm praying for as much help as we can get, all at the same time. If my child was missing, whoever had my child, they better pray that my child was safe. They would have better pray. Don and Candace Wells knows where Sonar is. 100% sold on it now. That's in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get off here. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Any updates in this case, I will bring you along. Another thing that I wanted to drop by is what I heard was the place that they were looking at right now is about 8 to 9 miles away from Summer Wells's home, which we all know ain't far. So let's pray that she's found safe. But at the same time, we've got to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves. Because who would go up that steep mountain on a driveway and kidnap a child? You would have to have a high gear truck or car to make it up that hill. Hopefully Sumner County authorities and TBI is closing in and honing in on this. And hopefully we'll see in a couple of days there's a huge break in the case. And Don and Summer Wells spend the rest of their life in jail. Life without parole. In solitary confinement. And only be fed bread and water every day, 3 times a day. Raw bread and water 3 times a day. Make it like that. Because that's what they deserve. All right, guys. Peace out. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like I said, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And share. Peace out. Love you guys. Love my subscribers. I'll see you on the next one.